So now we have arrived to the Satipatthana Sutta. This text or this teaching is what got this Hermetic Buddha project started. And one of the things that appealed to me was that it was really short, right? It's something that you can read in, if you are an Advent reader, you could read it in one sitting. It's only like 40 pages. The text itself, the sutta itself, is really, really short, but it is very dense. It is very compact, and it needs commentary, and ideas need to be extracted from it, which is why you have commentaries. So the original text is 40 pages, and then you have like the official commentaries, and the one standard commentary is the one by Bhikkhu Enlayu, and in his book The Direct Path to Realization. It's very detailed, this was written by a scholar monk, right? So he goes into detail not only on the teaching itself, but also on the historical background. Like he references the suttas within the Theravada tradition. So that book might be a little too much, right? You know what I mean? Especially for those who are starting out, it might be a little too much. So there is this other sort of commentary by Joseph Goldstein. He's essentially commenting on the same text, but in a more sort of practical manner. Hence the subtitle, A Practical Guide to Awakening. So that is the one that I would recommend if you really want to get into this Satipatthana sort of teaching, is Joseph Goldstein's mindfulness. It's called Mindfulness, subtitle A Practical Guide to Awakening, which is a really detailed and commentary on the Satipatthana Sutta. So what are some of the main ideas within this text? Well, so it presents the idea that there are four areas in which to apply mindfulness into. The body, our emotions, the mind, right? And then the mental constructs, right? So four areas: body, emotion, mind, and these sort of constructs of the mind, right? And these four areas are the areas that we apply mindfulness into, and by doing so, we awaken to sort of the nature of reality, which is it's empty, right? It's fluid. Nothing is as it seems. And now within the Buddhist tradition, the ultimate aim is to realize that there is no self, that there is no you. And that is what the Satipatthana sort of walks you through is, first you start off with the body, and you look for yourself in the body, right? And it goes even into sort of more detail where there's different aspects of the body, and it begins with the breath, right? So first you look for yourself in the breath, right? Whenever your lungs are empty of air, there's still you, right? So you have not disappeared. So you are not the breath, right? And it is on the basis of that then the other layers of sort of the body enter into analysis. Within that analysis of the body, you even go down into like the different parts of the body, right? And then it goes into into the elements of the body, right? So there's a multitude of areas within the physical body that you contemplate, the sort of the nature of these sort of constructs, and you sort of briefly realize that you're not them, right? And then you move on to your emotions, and then to your mind, and then at the end of it, you ultimately reach the idea of nirvana, that, well, there is no you anywhere to be found, right? And that is where sort of supposedly liberation occurs, or nirvana, right? The blowing out of this sort of the three fires, or like the three poisons, right? Of greed, aversion, and delusion, right? So it's a very detailed, complex sort of teaching. Now, what are the practical aspects of it? The practical aspects of practicing the Satipatthana is that for us as secular Buddhists, which is the perspective in which this course is being presented in, is, well, we're not looking for the blowing out of the three poisons, right? We're just looking to have a moderate life, right? We want to be able to sort of reduce our trauma, our anxieties, everything that is holding us back. And we want to feel a little bit more liberated, a little bit more free, for us to really express ourselves artistically, emotionally, intellectually, however it is that we want to sort of express ourselves and present solutions to the world. We want to be able to do that freely, without the one essential fear, which is the fear of what other people will think of us, right? So from a secular perspective, that is what we want to cultivate to a moderate degree, right? So that we are all capable of being constructive and productive, right, in a harmonious way that helps a community, right? And within that context, we're not really focusing on the sort of the beliefs, which are not practical at this level, right? So this is why I really like the secular Buddhist model. It's very pragmatic, very practical. All the mystical stuff and the beliefs, we could, put those ideas back on the shelf and develop a different system to entertain those ideas, which are very interesting and very fun. But we need to get the practical aspect first, and then we can, fly off into, fairyland, right? So in summary, the original sutta is 40 pages. The official commentary is Bhikkhu Analayo's The Direct Path to Awakening, and then the sort of practical commentary is Joseph Goldstein's Mindfulness, a Practical Guide to Awakening, right? And this course, or this, short video just serves as a sort of introduction into this text, which the main teaching of the whole text is to apply mindful awareness into the four major areas, which is our body, our emotions, our mind, and the mental constructs of our mind, and to realize that, well, we are not to be found in any of those layers. And the deeper that we go into those, that realization, the more liberated and more free we become. And as we do that, we're able to really sort of perform, create from the basis of, not from sort of fear or anxiety or scarcity mentality, but from the basis of creativity and love and compassion, and wanting to provide systems that reduce unnecessary suffering in the world, right?